YouTube, it's Bella. I hope you're having a blessed day, and I'm here with a video about paranoia. Let's get into the definition. What is paranoia? Suspicion and mistrust of people or their actions without evidence or justification. The global paranoia about hackers and viruses is an example. Now, I feel that paranoia affects us all as a society, and I think it's like a snowballing effect, and I'll explain to you why. We'll make a perfect example. I go into the drugstore the other day, and I go to buy Tylenol for one of my relatives. He had a headache, and he can only have a certain type of Tylenol. It's not any Tylenol with narcotics. It's a regular Tylenol. It couldn't be extra strength. It had to be regular strength. The regular strength Tylenol was behind the glass, next to the narcotics, which made no sense. So I'm thinking, oh, there must be something in this Tylenol. I'm looking at the box, and I'm ringing the bell. Nobody's coming there. Nobody's coming there. Finally, we get someone to come there. This drugstore is a little slow with that. I've had this issue before, but they finally come there. And what happens is, they open it up. I'm looking at the box. There's nothing in that Tylenol that you can get high from. It just doesn't exist. So I'm thinking, what is this paranoia? It's like a paranoia. They're so paranoid that they're locking up. The society is so paranoid that they're locking up our basic Tylenol in next to the narcotics. I just feel like that's like a major paranoia. That's one example. Another example of paranoia I feel is, for example, I'll call up. Actually, you know what? Another example of paranoia actually happened that day. We were in the doctor's office with my relative. He was having headaches, and he had to get a Coumadin check. If most of you don't know, it's a level of Coumadin. It's something to do with the blood, and it's something similar. It's not like diabetes, but it's a similar test where they prick your finger. And what happened was, we prick your finger, and the nurse tells us the number. She says 2.0. And I say, oh, is that good or bad? She looks at me and she goes, the doctor will be in shortly. So wouldn't that make most people worry? You know, like if someone tells you that, what happened to basic decency about making someone say, okay, you're fine, or being knowledgeable in the field to say you're fine, but the doctor will explain it to you. Not, the doctor will come in shortly, and walks out. So basically it's a paranoia on both ends. It would be a paranoia on the patient's end, because the patient has to worry, and a paranoia of getting fired or saying the wrong thing to the patient from the nurse's end. So there used to be basic decency where people tried to help other people, tried to relieve other people, even if they didn't have the highest titles. Now that doesn't exist anymore. It's very rare. Past few years, it's almost non-existent. And this paranoia, people are getting so paranoid. So paranoid. And about losing jobs. Like, I had something else happen recently, too. It was an incident where the senior needed help, and I said, come on, someone's, the senior needs help. And the person's like, well, I can't risk my job. This paranoia about keeping jobs, paranoia about putting yourself ahead of others, the paranoia of not getting the right information from those who are supposed to be there for you, supposed to help you. That's all this paranoia, this nervous mood is all going to boil up in the pit of your stomach and make you sick. This paranoia, this nervousness, this tenseness, this 5-minute wait before the doctor comes in, this wait to get your medicine to go home, the regular basic Tylenol, this wait, people caring more about jobs and objects than people. That's all paranoia. It's kind of, all these bad feelings are going to just boil up in your stomach until all of a sudden you're going to get sick. That's just making so many people in society sick, because nervousness, paranoia, tenseness, this mood of tenseness, holding on to jobs, putting one over the other, putting yourself over other people, it's no more like common decency where everything is nice and easygoing and one helps the other people. No, there's no more decency like that. And that's what I'm calling it, decency for lack of better words. There's no more of that anymore. So that's what's causing a lot of the sickness, is the bad feelings we harbor inside of us. It's causing a lot of, I feel, sickness, because we hold on to bad feelings, stress. There's studies that's linked to sicknesses, so that's how a lot of us are getting sick, I feel. It's just a society, and I wonder, I feel like, for example, not to get back into him again, but Donald Trump always likes to train his people to be knowledgeable, and to be good business people, but to be well-rounded and knowledgeable. And, and he's very upfront. He doesn't, this political correctness, as he calls it, this paranoia, this political correctness, what he does is, he tries to eliminate that and be face to face and just upfront with certain things. And I like that. I respect that part of him where, you know, the upfrontness and, you know, telling it like it is, and there's no gray area. There's no gray area at all. I feel like my own mother and I spent a lot of time speaking in gray area. There was no black and white. And I always said I want to talk in black and white to people because it's the healthiest way. Gray harbors bad feelings. Black and white harbors, it harbors, how do I describe this? A point being put across, you know? So that's what I feel about that, and I feel like that's, as a society, we're all so paranoid, and everyone thinks that everyone else is out to get them, and all those feelings, the constant feeling, I feel like we're in the jungle. I feel like we're legit in the jungle. You know, like for survival here, and we come so far as a society, but yet we resort back to jungle tactics, like survival tactics. So, let me know what you think in the comments below.